A very good afternoon to all. On behalf of IIP technical team, I welcome you to this webinar on physiotherapy intervention for physiotherapists, step towards specialty practice. This webinar is being organized by IIPWC Nashik district team of Maharashtra state. If you have any questions to ask to the speaker during the webinar, please put them in the chat section. It will be addressed at the end of the session. We are live on IP India YouTube page for this webinar. I request you to please like the page and follow the page to get regular updates when we put webinars in the YouTube page. You can also follow our Facebook page of IIP to get regular notifications. So now I request the Nashik team to please start the session.
Good afternoon all. Good afternoon all. We'll start with the IPWC introduction. IPWC was started 30th May 2018, that is 2 years completed. It functions under the guidance of National Head, Dr. Ruchi Varshane, and IIP President Executive, Dr. Sanjeev Jha. We have 5 zones in India with zonal head for each. Dr. Pooja Kamble is our West Zone Head. IPWC works towards conducting public awareness camps, CME, and workshops. It aims at bringing together all physiotherapy professionals for sharing knowledge and improve public awareness about our profession. The state team of Maharashtra IPWC includes State Coordinator Dr. Suvarna Ganvir Ma'am, Joint Coordinator Dr. Snehal Patel, and Sub-Coordinator Dr. Uttara Mohan, Dr. Priya Karande, and Dr. Nirali Sangvi. In Maharashtra IPWC, 11 district committee has been formed. I, Dr. Swapnali Sule, Coordinator Nashik District, with Dr. Dipti Vadva and Dr. Paksha Kamble, Sub-Coordinator, welcome you all for webinar. I hand over this to Dipti Vadva for introduction of our today's speaker, Dr. Mahesh Mitra sir. मला बाकीचं स्क्रीन नाही दिसत. माझा ऑडिओ I hand over it to Dr. Dipti Vadva for introduction of our today's speaker, Mahesh Mitra sir. Hello. Hello. Am I audible to all?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, I'll just give my IPWC introduction again. Is it audible? Ma'am, is it audible?
Yes.
So we'll start. IPWC was started on 30th May 2018, that is 2 years completed. It functions under the guidance of National Head, Dr. Ruchi Varshane, and IPWC and our IP President Executive, Dr. Sanjeev Jha sir. We have 5 zones in India with zonal head for each. Dr. Pooja Kamble is our West Zone Head. IPWC works towards conducting public awareness camps, CME, and workshops. It aims at bringing together all physiotherapy professionals for sharing knowledge and improve public awareness about our profession. The state team of Maharashtra IFPWC includes State Coordinator Dr. Suvarna Ganvir Ma'am, Joint Coordinator Dr. Snehal Patel, and Sub-Coordinator Dr. Uttara Mohan, Dr. Priya Karande, and Dr. Nirali Sanghi. In Maharashtra IPWC, 11 district committee have been formed. I, Dr. Swapnali Sule, Coordinator Nashik District, with Dr. Dipti Wadhwa and Dr. Paksha Kamble, Sub-Coordinator, welcome you all for this webinar. I hand over it to Dipti Wadhwa for introduction of today's speaker, Dr. Mahesh Mitra, sir.
I'm audible, Swapnali ma'am?
Yeah, you're audible, Dipti.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome resource person, Dr. Mahesh Mitra, sir. As the surname suggests, he is a friend who protects, guides, enlightens every path that he will cross. He is hard worker, outstanding in his own field, and a shuttler by choice. He is an adventure lover and sports enthusiastic. Badminton being his daily dose of fitness, and cycling gives him the whiff of adventure. Nasik Ratna Puraskar Award for his distinguished services in physiotherapy. Distinguished Academician Award from IIP in 2020. Investigator Award SCO IF 2020, Barcelona, Spain. Presented papers in various national and international conferences, including paper at Singapore. Speaker at various CMEs and conferences. Speaker in MCI organized symposium. Held various talks on stress management and motivation. Published papers in Index Journal. Held various positions in different committees of Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, Nasik. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of IIPWC Nasik District.
So, hello everybody. Good noon to everyone. Am I audible, Dr. Swapnali?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Respected IAP Women's Cell, thank you for having given me an opportunity to share my thoughts to this online platform. Respected Dr. Ruchi, Dr. Pooja, Dr. Suvarna, Dr. Snehal, of course, IAP Nashik, Dr. Swapnali, Deepthi and Paksha, thanks a lot for your dedication, hard work towards organizing this seminar, webinar, lecture, however you can call it. So, very good afternoon, one and all my friends out over there. Thanks for giving this overwhelming response. We had a lot of registrations, I guess, and last time Deepthi told me it was more than 800. Thank you so much for your response. I'm humbled by your response. So first and foremost, let me make it very clear. This is not going to be a lecture at all. So I would call this as a discussion wherein all our thoughts, whatever you are thinking at your level, those thoughts are published in the form of words here. And whatever I speak cannot be told right or can be told wrong because there is no references here. So this topic is such a topic, you can go towards any Google site, there is no reference. This is one of its own kind. So it is based on experiences of various senior physiotherapists, various junior physiotherapists, my friends and my students. So it is a collection of experiences. We have taken some surveys. Based on that, we have developed a document where we have written something to talk it out. Nothing in this. So still relax, sit back and relax. Nothing new are going to learn from this. Everybody contribute whatever you want in the chat box. I'll be very happy if you contribute something towards this. My ultimate aim is only to brew some discussion about physiotherapists regarding specialty practice. Everybody's opinion matter. So please do give your opinion. And of course, if I'm feel I'm the chat box, then I can correct myself. Anything can be told. Anything can be told. Thank you so much, guys. As you see this topic, physiotherapy intervention for a physiotherapist. First step towards specialty practice. So coming down here, this in itself are two different topics. Physiotherapy intervention for a physiotherapist. That is the first one. Next is the first step towards specialty practice. So again, I'm insisting you, this is not a lecture. So generally, we are not very comfortable going to physiotherapist. We are also already a physiotherapist for our ailment, for our illness. Do we go to a physiotherapist? That was the question. That is what prompted this discussion. So I'm going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of physiotherapy intervention for a physiotherapist. Again, guys, as it is shown on the screen, it is not a lecture. There won't be any main theory explained. So you need not really drool your eyes or sleep during the lecture. You can keep contributing in between the lecture. And before starting the lecture, everyone should answer at least 2 questions out of this. Please do it in the chat box. One of my
Sir, unmute your mic.
No.
Mahesh sir, can you unmute your mic?
No. Can you hear me, madam? Dr. Snehal, can you hear me?
Yes, now it's okay. Go ahead.
Am I visible, madam? Because my screen doesn't show me either.
Right now, your screen is not shared.
Okay, right now?
No, sir.
Madam, there's a technical snag, I guess.
Sir, can you exit the screen share and join?
Do it again.
Start it again. So then it.
Yeah, I'll try doing it. I'm not able to exit the screen share as well. I'm not able to see any of the settings.
On the upper end of the screen, you will have a stop.
Yeah, I saw that, madam. It was there till now. Right now. Dr. Snehal, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
There was some technical snag. My screen is not working. So I would like to share my screen from some other one.
Okay, I will check. Okay, fine.
Yeah, my screen is not visible, madam. Yeah.
But you are able to see us?
I'm able to see only you, no one else.
Okay, no one else. Okay, fine. So let me check.
Can anyone
Madam,
from the Nashik team share the screen?
Can you please admit Shunkula Kaushik to share her screen? Can you please do it, madam? Shunkula Kaushik to share her screen?
Yes. Yes, I have added.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry for technical snag issues going on here.
Sir, just one request. Among the two laptops, can you turn off from one? What is happening is there's a lot of echoing because
No, I've turned off one, madam.
things are picking up the audio.
My earlier laptop,
they are
they are reconnecting it.
I
I
think,
think
the
the echo is
from
from this laptop only.
Is it still echoing?
Yes, it is still echoing because we're getting two voices.
Okay.
Now? Hello? Team IIP, can you hear me?
Can you
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Is it possible to mute one of the laptops, which you will not need?
Yes,
Yes,
madam.
madam. I could actually, the other laptop, what is happening is the screen is not seen.
To
Mute it or unmute it.
I'll just remove the laptop away from
here.
The laptop is no more here, madam. I've taken it away.
Taken it away.
Now? Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much.
I think because someone's phone is also connected. So do only one device to be connected.
No, only this. I'm speaking from
Okay,
this
okay.
Dr. Shukla Kaushik now.
Okay, fine. So go ahead, sir.
Yeah, sorry for the snag.
No, it's okay, fine.
Yeah, as usual. Sorry, guys. Physiotherapy intervention for a physiotherapist, this in itself are two different topics. So, first we'll be discussing the obstacles and opportunities of physiotherapy intervention for a physiotherapist. So, as I told already, this is not going to be a lecture. It is just going to be a discussion wherein all your inputs are mandatory to me. So, please answer the first two questions in the chat box. Have you ever visited a physiotherapist for any of your ailments? If yes, for what trouble did you visit? Please put this in the inbox so that we'll be having a note of it and we'll come back to you. And of course, the third question, whom did you visit and why? It's a very interesting question. I'll tell you about it in between. So whenever there is a patient-doctor relationship, communication is the key. So when, as a physiotherapist, we go to a physiotherapist, communication is the key. When we have a trouble, a neck pain or back pain or something, we go to some other person for treatment. So we can either go to an unknown physiotherapist or a known physiotherapist. So if you go to an unknown physiotherapist, the first question the person asks you is, even before knowing your trouble, which college did you graduate from? And which batch do you belong? These two questions are the most commonest questions asked by the practitioners. For which, if you give an answer, I belong to XXYY college, sir. I belong to this batch, 2001 batch, 3 batch, 95 batch, whatever you tell. The immediate response by the practitioner is, oh, is it so? All your teachers were my juniors. Then the next response he gives is, I think your hospital is not that good when you studied. So these are all the jargon which an unknown physiotherapist tries to tell a physiotherapist when he goes for treatment. After so much of conversation, will a person be in a state of mind to tell his trouble? I don't think so. So this is what is happening when we go to an unknown physiotherapist. So in this scenario, the person is already in pain and we are increasing their pain. So forget about an unknown person. Let us come to a known person. So known person can either be a friend or he may be an acquaintance, not a friend, or he may be a rival. So when you go to a friend, what happens? What is your trouble? I have back pain. So immediately the friend tells you, what did you do last night? The same question can be asked as, what did you do last night? The words are same, the wordings are same, but the modulation is different. कल रात को क्या किया तुमने? I know that. So this is what the friend tells you. After which you stop telling your trouble to your friend. So again, communication is of utmost importance. And if you go to an acquaintance, generally by and large, what we have found is going to a person who's just an acquaintance, not a friend, is really helping us. He listens to your problem, he communicates properly and gives you a proper response. And of course, I don't think anyone goes to a rival. So in all these scenarios, the communication is totally different. And many a time it is out of context. So I request all the seniors, juniors, and the budding students, if at all a physiotherapist comes to you for physiotherapy treatment, please see to that communication is as good as a communication with a patient. Don't try to influence them being a senior or junior. Don't try to influence them being friendly or non-friendly. So communication is key to success. Please communicate well. So this is one which I have to tell you. The key to effective communication is sincerity. Whatever communication you do it sincerely, even if you try to fake it. That is of utmost importance. Listening is also a part of communication. Most people hear, only a few people listen. So there is a difference between listening and hearing. As a practitioner, we have to listen, not hear. So please listen to people's trouble. So like always I say, listening is a skill. Just like mobilization is a skill, taping is a skill, physiotherapy is a skill. Listening is also a skill. It plays a vital part in information exchange. Even Maitland also supports the same. If you listen to people's trouble, more than 50% of the trouble will be vanished. So communication is the key, even if you are communicating to a fellow physiotherapist who is in pain. This is a biggest headache for us, VIP syndrome. When we visit a dentist, when we visit a gynecologist, or any other consultant, we will be waiting in their OPD for more than 2 hours or 3 hours. We don't mind about that. But when we go to a physiotherapist, irrespective of the time of appointment, we expect a special service from them. Or if a senior comes to a junior clinic, he or she has a pseudo superior attitude. So everyone, when we attend a physiotherapy session, we have a VIP syndrome intact. So this must not be there. So when you go to somebody's clinic, go as a patient, 5 or 10 minutes. If they want you to wait, please wait in their clinic and then tell your trouble. Don't expect any VIP treatment for you just because you are visiting a fellow physiotherapist. So give respect and take respect from them. That is when the treatment between two mutual people will grow. That is when belief will grow. Selective perception. So because of this selective perception, we tend to overlook many things. Because of the selective perception, we tend to overlook many things. And we many a time forget the stimuli that cause emotional discomfort. So it will contradict our prior beliefs as well. So please don't have a selective view. Filter bubble. This is the biggest barrier between two professionals. This is the by and large the biggest barrier, I would say, because you are always comfortable in what you like. So you will be having some ideas, you will be having some resources. Always you believe them because you like them. But apart from that, there are other opinions, other literature, and also other references, which we don't take it across because we are not comfortable with it, or rather we don't like it. So bubble, this bubble has to be broken. This filter bubble has to be broken. Both the feed will merge. Then the outcome will be much more better. So please don't have this filter bubble within you. Break the barrier. Also try to accept and acknowledge whatever you don't like also. That is very, very, very important in this. Being judgmental. Almost every single guy is judgmental in this world. And whenever they visit a physiotherapist, they always keep judging them. Whether during evaluation, whether during management, every time the person is being judgmental. So having an opinion is different from being judgmental. You can have opinions, you can have hundreds of opinions, but don't be judgmental. It gives a non-harmonious relationship, creates lack of belief amongst one another. So if you don't believe it, it will never happen. So we always remember, we always judge a person because we don't understand the person. So try to understand the person, not judge a person. Judgmental becomes you or makes you mental. That is what I would tell. So please be non-judgmental in whatever you do. Particularly when a physiotherapist comes to take physiotherapy treatment from you, please be non-judgmental. So when a physiotherapist becomes a patient, visits another physio, there is a role reversal. There are so many troubles with him. First and foremost, physiotherapists have a difficulty in accepting their illness. No, I cannot have back pain. My back pain is not disc prolapse, it is just a spasm. All false beliefs we have. And also we feel that physios feel that they can cope up well or better than any other patients. Forget everything. First, you are a human being. You can have all those ailments which another human being can have. First, try to accept it. Then only you are a physiotherapist. People associate their illness with shame, stigma, or embarrassment. This is not at all warranted. You should not feel bad about your illness. You should not have that stigma or embarrassment. In that is when you can actually tell your problem to the next person. So the treatment is effective. Trusting relationship is questionable. And then finally, when a physiotherapist start treating you, you constantly look for mistakes during evaluation. I think I had a pain in L4 segment, but this physiotherapist is palpating the L5 or L3. So I think he's not palpating the correct place. And you are having something as a diagnosis. When he discusses the diagnosis with you, you try to disagree with him or her. And finally, when it comes to management, I thought ultrasound would have been efficient or laser, but this person is telling he wants to mobilize. So this conflict is always there because there is a role reversal. So the only way to cut down this role reversal is trust. Have trust in the person to whom you go for treatment, then everything will be fine. If the person discusses a new thought or new technique, this is the first reaction by all. This is commonly seen in physiotherapy colleges. When the students come to the teacher, sir, I'm going to use this new technique. This is the general reaction given by all the teachers. Do you know anatomy properly? Do you know passive movement properly? Why are you talking about a new technique? This is the reaction given. Same reaction is given by the patient also. New technique. तुम्हें palpate करना नहीं आता, कहाँ से new technique देने वाले हो तुम? But please don't do this. Whenever there is a new technique, try to appreciate it. There may be pros and cons of a new technique. You have to appreciate it before you start judging it or questioning it. So remember this, whenever somebody is coming up with a new technique, maybe you don't know that or you know that. Irrespective of that, try to encourage a new thought always. This will be the first step towards specialty practice. Remember that. Don't try to put down anyone else. By being judgmental, by not listening properly, most of the time we overlook a mistake. And more than that, when two professionals are talking with each other, so many terms are used. So because of using so many terms, again, we overlook or we miss a vital question. For example, I have shared a small thing here. Can you find the mistake? I guess everyone will be looking at these numbers here. But actually the mistake is there are two the's in this. Can you find the mistake? This is what happens most of the time. You keep searching for somewhere else, whereas the problem is somewhere else. So if you listen properly, if you communicate properly, if you are non-judgmental, if you really encourage newer techniques, you can avoid this. I think you had answered, many of them had answered in the chat box. Many of them had gone for their knee pain, heel pain, neck pain, and whatnot. And most of them have not told to whom they have gone. So coming to the most important question, which physiotherapist did you visit and why? I mean, last time when we conducted a survey, there were lovely answers for this. There were too many answers for this. And I would like to read one response, which was given by a candidate for this question. Which physiotherapist did you visit and why? There's so many funny responses, in fact. So to which one person wrote, I went to a physiotherapist because I had a crush on her when during the college days. I had a crush on her during the college days. So this is what he had wrote. And again, the person had added on that I had visited a couple of times. I got better. Again, if I have a trouble, I will visit the same physiotherapist only. This is what he had told. So I wish you could also share your experiences. So we'll have much more experiences. And the last question is did you prompt any particular treatment? Because most of them, when they go, they prompt a treatment. So because of this, there are many troubles. Because of this, there are many troubles. So please answer these two questions as well. It will be useful for my next webinar. So now, advantages of a physiotherapist treating a physiotherapist. Easy usage of medical jargon. So communication becomes faster, it becomes more effective. The patient can have more say in the management. The patient can discuss the management actually with the fellow therapist. This actually adds a lot of advantage. When you are a part of the decision making team and when you are the person on which decision is to be made, it creates an advantage. Then better brotherhood prevails, hence better and effective treatment can be achieved. And of course, payments, it is up to you to decide, guys, whether you will charge your fellow therapist or whether you will do it free of cost, whether it is an advantage, whether it is a disadvantage, all this you decide for yourself. So I'm not going to go to those intricate details of payments. But overall, if the communication is effective, the patient can have a better say in the management. So it is advantageous. So now our challenge is to convert the obstacles into opportunities. We have to be open in a conversation. We have to embrace new thoughts very soon. We have to have compassion towards fellow mates who is in distress. So these are very, very, very essential to convert these obstacles into opportunities. So now that we have discussed the advantages and disadvantages of a physiotherapist taking treatment from a physiotherapist. So we have so much of disadvantages. And how do a person or how do the public start recognizing physiotherapists? Only when a fellow physiotherapist recognizes him, then only you can tell the public to recognize the physiotherapist, for which you have to treat the people the way you want to be treated, talk to people the way you want to be talked to, and respect is earned, not given. So for all this, the only solution, permanent solution is specialty practice. We have to start specialty practice very soon, or most of them have started. I'm happy for them. We've been getting responses. We are already doing specialty practice only, but mostly this is seen at institutional level. Specialty clinic should come across the country. That is when we are going to be successful. Everybody is specializing these days, remember. Last time I met 30 electricians. They were all diploma holders. One is doing only for household. One is doing only for malls. One is doing only for agricultural field. One is just doing the maintenance. So even they are specializing. Even diploma holders are specializing nowadays. So we as therapists, we have done bachelors, we are doing masters, most of us are PhD holders. So it is high time we start specialty practice. When is the right time? I guess it is right now. We have to start it. The students, whoever is listening, definitely you have to start the specialty practice, start working towards this. So many of them have told me that they are prompting the treatment. Thank you, guys. We'll keep continuing the lecture. So how do we go about a specialty practice? First and foremost, we need a strong intention to change our regular practice. It should be inherent. It should be within you. You have to have the intention to start a specialty practice. Once you have the intention, you have to train yourself for that. Gain adequate knowledge, understanding about it, and all the technical aspects should be well known by yourself. Once you go through these two, you have to develop an infrastructure towards it. And you have to improve the service given to the patients. So you need a lot of time for that. You need appropriate equipment for it. And you need to find out effective ways for that. So be it a musculoskeletal clinic, be it a cardio clinic, and even in musculoskeletal, people have started spine clinics, people have started shoulder clinics, people have started lower extremity clinics. That is the order of the day. When we become more specialized, we become more successful. Okay, so these are the steps towards specialty practice. You need an intention, you have to learn about it, you need to give the right infrastructure, get the infrastructure done, and then finally you have to implement the change. You have to bring about the change. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. And while implementing the change, discuss the local factors and the national international factors. That is important. Whenever you want to do a specialty practice, always do it on a evidence-based model. This is the evidence-based model followed worldwide. You have to ask a question, search about it. If you don't know, search about it. Critically appraise it with your team, implement it, re-evaluate it, and again go for the question. So that is the only way by which evidence-based practice will grow. If the evidence-based practice grows, specialty practice will grow. This is how, see, for example, if you go to a person, a doctor is not ashamed to go to a specialist. For example, if an orthopedic surgeon has a trouble in his heart, he has already learnt about it, but he still goes to a cardiologist. A cardiologist having a back pain goes to an orthopedic surgeon. We should also start doing it. When we have a back pain, we should go to a appropriate physiotherapist also. For this to happen, you have to implement evidence-based practice at your clinic. So do record everything you treat and start evaluating and critically appraising it. So these are the advantages of specialty practice. It functions as a resource on specialty topics. There is an opportunity to compile focused data on a special topic. It highlights the current information in one single package. You will gain in-depth knowledge. And since you have gained in-depth knowledge in a particular field, people are motivated to write and publish. So this encourages new authors. Many people there is a survey conducted by ICMR which states that the content of journal has been better after specialty clinics have arisen. That is in the field of medicine. So it will be true for us as well. The content of publication will be better once we do specialty practice. So we can provide better quality for the given ailment if we start a specialty practice. And more than anything else, we can have a greater control over management decisions. So these are the advantages of specialty practice. Of course, there are some disadvantages. I'm not going to enumerate all of them. I guess we are running out of time. There are only 10 minutes left. So in specialty practice, if you satisfy one patient, you will gain 4 new clients. Whereas if you disappoint one patient, it will reach 10 potential patients. So you may lose them. So you have to have in-depth knowledge whenever you are doing a specialty practice, and you have to be the master of it. So start training yourself, start preparing yourself for the same. So you should not lose even a single customer. So you should have in-depth knowledge about everything you see. And how to start specialty practice. As an initial stage, you should encourage group practice in clinics, rather integrated approach. That is what we say. Suppose I'm having a clinic. I'm having a musculo clinic. One person is a asthmatic, or a person comes with a Bell's palsy to me. So I should not start stimulating his face. I should tell him, sir, there is one more specialist who will come tomorrow, and you can extend or call the next neurotherapist to your clinic. So this actually improves your business also actually indirectly. The patient is happy. Oh, this doctor is referred me to a specialist. That is what the patient thinks. So timely referral to a special physiotherapist is mandatory. Please see to that you refer your patients to the appropriate physiotherapist. Integrated approach is the order of the day. That is when you can start a specialty practice. So to start with, in your own clinic, call your friend who's from a different faculty, start doing it. In the longer run, we are only going to get benefited. Remember one thing, failing to specialize is specializing towards failure. Whether you have listened anything or not, at least the take-home message should be failing to specialize is specializing towards failure. So start specializing today. It is the right time. Let us support each other. Let us watch each other grow, all our fellow physiotherapists. And thank you so much. Respected members, I would like to open this topic for discussion. We have many seniors here. I wish even they contributed their thoughts towards this. Dr. Snehal, am I audible? Can you give a thumbs up to me?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
I guess you're not audible to me, madam. Yes, I'm opening this for seniors and juniors to give their inputs. Does anyone want to throw in their lights? Dr. Snehal, you are muted, I guess.
I'm audible now. Hello. Hello, sir.
So any questions are open?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a question.
Not able to hear Dr. Dipti.
Sir, now?
Dr. Swapnali, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, sir, can you hear me? Should I go for question?
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, definitely.
Should I go ahead for questions?
Yes, can.
Yeah, sir, one question I have that one student has asked, how can a student start the specialization? And how one can choose faculty or specialization subject? So what?
Yeah, is he UG or a PG student, Dr. Swapnali?
Here he has written UG student, sir.
He should develop an interest. He should develop an interest in a given topic. Then he should specialize in it in his masters. That is what is the answer I think. So while reading a final year or while doing the final year, I was interested in muscular. So I did MSK orthopedics. So the student will develop an interest eventually and he has to work on it.
Sir, should I go for next question?
Yeah, please.
Sir, he's a practicing physio and he has asked us that regarding the group practice you have suggested. So how can we formulate a group and start specialty practice? So for that, any idea for setup specifically?
Yes, what we are doing is in our own clinics, we are displaying the names of 5 other consultants who would give their services if required. And you can point out, this is the consultant for neuro, this is the consultant for cardiology, or this is the consultant for pediatrics. I will call them if required. This is how we can start.
Okay. So, sir, one more question from my side. Should I go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Sir, this is for this is again for from practicing physio, and she's asking that how we tell our orthopedician or neurologist who used to send patients to them about specialty practices, because till date they are not known about the specialty. So how to create awareness about it?
So whoever has asked this question, I wish to thank the therapist from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for asking such a question. Your work will speak for you. Your work is going to speak for you. If you are good, they will come to you. You can definitely educate them. So, for example, we have specialists in our city also, to whom orthopedic surgeons...
Sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. Your voice is echoing.
My voice is echoing. Right now? Is it fine now?
Yeah, it is okay?
Yeah, I would like to thank that person from the bottom of my heart, because if your work is recognized, they are going to come to you any day. The day is not very far away. Everyone has done masters and people are doing PhD also now. And physiotherapists have already started in some places specialty practice. See, if we do general practice, one day physiotherapy will not be anywhere. Remember that very well. That you see all the general practitioners today who are doing with medicine. They are there in the line, but they are not flourishing. Same will happen to us. So it is our duty. IAP Women's Cell is doing an excellent job. You are publishing this on YouTube. You are holding webinars like this. Slowly it will reach people, not to bother about it.
Thank you, sir. Dipti, can you hear me? So these questions are from my side. So
yeah.
So some maybe with Dipti. So I'll try to connect with her. Okay. Yes, sir. So you are done with the questions, sir?
Yeah, I think if somebody's got something to share, there are so many seniors there.
Sir,
so if somebody wants to chip in and share their thoughts, they are welcome.
Sir, can you hear me? This is
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, sir. Sir, I have some questions for you. So the first question is, before completion of graduation, students are eager to go to home visit. Okay. Many of faculty don't share by referring patient, scared of losing patient. Hence, volunteering sending students of their tent, will you suggest?
I think the question itself has the answer, Dr. Dipti. See, the person is asked during graduation, he wants to do a home visit. Is it right, Dipti?
Yes, sir.
During graduation, you are not competent enough to treat a patient. That is the basic ideology of specialty practice. You be fully equipped, then you start treating patients. The teachers are very right in not sending the students for home visits because they have not completed the course till now. So doing something half known, half baked is totally unwarranted. That will bring down the profession actually. So please don't do any home visits during your undergraduation. Once you have completed your undergraduation, please start it.
Okay, sir. So we have next question. What is the importance of having collaboration with a surgeon?
Collaboration with?
Surgeon.
Surgeons.
Yes, sir.
See, unless they know our importance, there is no point in having a collaboration. Or after having a collaboration, you must make them understand the importance of physiotherapist. That is the idea of having a collaboration. If you are collaborating with somebody, make sure the person who's in front of you knows who you are. It is your duty to make them understand your ability. So collaboration is good till you make sure that you assert yourself.
Okay, sir. Sir, we have more questions. So, can UG student practice under some well-known physiotherapist and also study together?
It can be done. It should be done. There is no end for what you study. Every day we are learning something new. At least I am learning something new from every day. Every day somebody is teaching me something. So it is always good to practice under a senior physiotherapist. And the senior physiotherapist is also should be considerate. He should give equal respect to the junior physiotherapist. Once you complete, there is no junior senior. Junior senior is just a number, it is just an age. He is a fellow physiotherapist. As long as the senior physiotherapist respects a junior physiotherapist, they both can practice together and learn from each other.
So another question. I would like to know how many fields are there for specialization?
Right now, there are 6-7 fields, and it is going to grow in coming days. We already have musculo, we have neuro, we have pediatric neuro, cardiovascular and respiratory, biomechanics, manual therapy, sports. And many more will come once we start specializing.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So now I will hand over the mic to Paksha, Dr. Paksha.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Dr. Paksha.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Very much. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So there is one question from participant. She wants to know about aquatic therapy.
To be very
specialization.
To be very frank, I am not well trained in aquatic therapy. So I will not be the right person to speak about it. So I am starting the specialty practice here by not answering this question. I know something about aquatic therapy, but my knowledge is not in depth. So I am not the correct person to answer it. So I am starting my specialty practice here, right here. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. So one more question is there. So she wants to ask that how it is difficult for the practice upon mindset, as already there are many videos been published on social media regarding various treatments. So that is her question, that how it is important to put CV on social media.
Put CV?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't make any difference, I guess, because the person after seeing social media comes to you. But once he comes to you, to retain the patient or get new clients, you have to satisfy him one-on-one.
Yes, sir.
So social media is a tool which can attract a person. To sustain the person and getting more clients is not the role of social media. So you have to satisfy the patient one-on-one. That is when you will get more clients. Okay, for initial 10 patients to come, maybe publicity is going to be a stunt. After which it is your skill that is going to be of priority. So that is why you have to do specialty practice.
Yes, sir. So we have one more question. Some physios who are seniors and working in corporate hospital, they want their protocol to follow. So they need some suggestion regarding it.
I guess I presume that the seniors have formed the protocol after so many years of experience.
Yes.
If it is so, there is nothing wrong to practice. And of course, any protocol is not permanent, it is tailor-made. The juniors can suggest some changes. I would request all the seniors to have an open mind, not being judgmental, to accept the suggestion of juniors and nothing else.
Sir, we'll go for last question, sir. Sir,
Yeah,
am I
please.
audible to you?
Yes, please.
One last question that we are talking about the era of specialization, and in this condition, how the home visit matters. So rather than home visit, should we encourage rehab centers or other specialized centers rather than home visits? So how to deal with home visits?
Actually, in current scenario, practically speaking, you cannot avoid home visits. Practically speaking, that is a major source of income for many people. So one suggestion which I would give is, you can do specialty practice in home visit. For example, if I am treating a patient who's got hemiplegia, weekly once, I can call a neurophysiotherapist who is well versed in NDT or something to ask some guidelines. So this can be started right now. You cannot totally avoid home practice. Home visits are bread and butter for many budding physiotherapists. And everyone has got loans to give. Everyone has studied for 4 years. Everyone wants to earn their bread and butter. So for time being, at least once in a week or once in a fortnight, they can call a person as a specialist. The patient also will feel better that this person has got a bigger specialist to him. And the practice will go on. That is, I think, would be an appropriate solution, Dr. Swapna.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now we'll hand over to Paksha for Thanksgiving.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all enjoying this webinar. Thank you to our speaker, Dr. Mahesh Mitra, sir, Principal of ND Wimpy Samaj College of Physiotherapy, Nashik, for having your valuable time and making this webinar thoroughly informative for free. Thank you, Indian Association of Physiotherapist Women Cell Teams, Dr. Sanjeev Jha, sir, Dr. Rushi Varshni, ma'am, for guiding us the educational pathways in pandemic situations. Thanks a lot to IIP India technical team for handling virtual platforms at its best ease. Thank you IIPWC Maharashtra state members, Dr. Pooja Kamble ma'am, Zonal Head, Dr. Suvarna Ganbir ma'am, State Coordinator, Dr. Snehal Patel ma'am, State Joint Coordinator, and our sub-coordinators, Dr. Uttara Mohan ma'am, Dr. Priya Karande, Dr. Nirali Sangvi ma'am. Maharashtra state team members are always at our back and support us throughout. Thank you our IIPWC Nashik district team, Dr. Swapnali Sure ma'am, coordinator, Dr. Dipti Wadhwa ma'am, and myself, Dr. Paksha Kamble, sub-coordinators, for heading this informative platform with our sincere efforts throughout. Lastly, I thank all our participants for your immediate response and cooperation. We shall now send you the feedback forms. Please fill the feedback forms immediately. After filling the forms, we end this webinar here. Thank you.